In Unit 3.1, we took a look at measures of central tendency. Those were the mean, the median, and the mode. And then in Unit 3.2, we took a look at measures of dispersion, how the data was spread out, and we looked at the variance and then the standard, I'll just abbreviate a little bit, the standard deviation. Now in this unit, 3.3, we're going to take a look at measures of position. We're going to look at percentiles, quartiles, and z-scores. And these measures locate the relative position of a data value in a data set. Okay, I'm going to read a definition here. It's kind of long, but I'll read it and then we'll make sense of it with an example. So here's what we're going to say. The pth percentile, right, that's going to be a value such that after you arrange the data in increasing order, right, or put the data in increasing order, that pth percentile, well, that's going to be a value such that at least p% of the data is smaller than that number, and then at least, 100% minus p% is greater than that value. Here's some examples. Say we say P of 40 is equal to 76. All right, here's what it means. It says at least 40% of all the data is at or below 76. So suppose that we had, here's all of our data, and then I find this number 76. Right? I got the numbers in increasing order, and then I find the number 76. Well, what it means is that, what have we got here? At least 40% of all the data values are at 76 or below. Here's another example. Suppose you take an exam and you get a 62 out of 100 on it, right? So you get a 62% on the exam. But that puts you in the 85th percentile. So what does that mean? Well, it means that 85% of all the exam scores were lower than your 62%. So if we put all the exam scores, say, in increasing order here, and we locate your 62%, what does it mean? Well, it means that we've got at least 85% of all the scores were down here. And then what have we got here? Well, at least, 15% scored higher than you. All right, let's take a look at quartiles. Here's what quartiles are. Suppose that we have, here's all our data. Now, right there, that's going to be, say, half the data. That's going to be P sub 50, right? That's the 50th percentile. 50% of the data is below, 50% of the data is above. Now, what I'm going to do is cut this in half. That's going to be the first quartile, which means we have what? At least 25% of the data here. 25% of the data here, right? So all in all, we've got 50% of the data here. And then, all right, and this is actually going to be the second quartile. This is the third quartile, so 25% of the data here, 25% of the data here, and 50% of the data here. So let's just relate quartiles and percentiles. So if I write this, P sub 25, all right, that's the 25th percentile. That means that 25% of the data is below this number. Well, here's 25% of the data below that number. That corresponds to Q1, all right? So the first quartile is the 25th percentile. If I take P sub 50, that means 50% of the data is below that number. Now that is the second quartile. We usually don't say second quartile, we'll just say the 50th percentile. And then finally, if we take a look at the 75th percentile, all right, that means that 75% of the data, 25, 25, 25, is below that number. That puts us at the third quartile. Now, there are arithmetic ways to find the quartiles and percentiles. I don't think I'm going to cover them here because if you put this data in on calculators or some piece of software, it will find them automatically for you.